What's up, everybody? Big Niles 007 back once again, bringing you guys a little more Battlefield 3 gameplay. It is some team deathmatch on Van Peak for those who can't read. But anyways, guys, I'm here to talk about the thing that's on everybody's mind, the topic of the hour, E3. And I'm not here to talk about everything with E3. I'm here to talk about a specific conference, the Sony Conference, the PlayStation Conference. I want to talk about, the games I'm looking forward to that they announced, or were previously announced, but games they talked about at the conference that, I'm interested in seeing, games I want to see. So I made a list of things that I'm going to talk about, because this is going to be a pretty lengthy video. Well, I don't know. Depends on what you call a long video. If you watch a lot of CNNers, this will be a long video, but if you watch a lot of chilled chaos, this will be a pretty short video. But let's go ahead and get into it. And this isn't in any order specifically, but yeah. Number one, Knack. This game looks really fun. It really gives me a nostalgic feeling, like a feeling that I haven't had in a long time, because ever since PS3 dropped, I've been really into the first-person shooter scene, just like pretty much everybody else that plays console games or plays Xbox or PlayStation. Because, after COD 4 came out and, changed the game, it was like everybody was just, first-person shooters. And I was in that boat too. I was a first-person shooter fanboy. All I played was Battlefield, Call of Duty. Never played Halo because I don't play Xbox. I play PlayStation. I've been Sony since day one, but that's besides the point. But I was feeling like that first person shooters were getting kind of stale for me a little bit. Like, I've been playing these same shooter games and it's not really that much different. They're all, point and shoot, games. I mean, they add a lot, they bring a lot of different stuff to the table, don't get me wrong. But, after a while, it's, pretty repetitive. Well, I felt that way. So, I was like, I'm going to try to broaden my horizons a little bit, and right here I look like a complete idiot not being able to find that guy before he knifes me. But yeah, so I wanted to get away from first person shooters a little bit, expand my horizons, broaden my gaming cabinet, well, not really a cabinet, my game shelf, because even though I have a few other games, I don't really play them as much because I've beaten them already. So I need some more, I need something new to jazz it up. So I chose Knack to go in there when PS4 comes out, because it really gives that nostalgic feeling of those games that used to come out, like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot type games, like system mascot type platformers and such, where how platformers are, but it brings back that feeling. So I was like, I want to get it. And it also brings like a completely different aspect to it, like the whole leveling up type thing. Well, it's not really leveling up, but like the progression type thing, because that's what one thing like all those old games had. Like, if you ever played the Spyros on PS2, they had like started out with fire, then he got to breathe ice and lightning and stuff. So it brings back that, and I really like that platformer type game. So I went with that. And the second game on my list, Watch Dogs, and also Infamous Second Son. Any of those sandbox games, because I love myself a sandbox game. Even though I've never owned Grand Theft Auto, I've played the life out of Grand Theft Auto at everyone's house I went to, because like when I was younger, my parents weren't all about that Grand Theft Auto, because they'd always watch the news, and news is like, oh, new game, Grand Theft Auto, is it right for your kids, story at 11. And I was just like, oh god, another game I can't play now. So I was always stuck without it. I'd go to my friend's house, go to my cousin's house, he'd have it, I'd play it. And, I wasn't the type of kid that was like, troubled. I wasn't like the type of kid that'd go and, punch a kid in the face because he called me stupid or something. Like, I wasn't, a real violent person. So, anyways, I've always been a sucker for sandbox games. Like, I have played the first Infamous, played the second Infamous, and they were all great games. And all sandbox games I've enjoyed, and, as a whole. So, Watch Dogs looks really good, because it's on the PS4, the graphics are going to be sick, so that's not a question. and the gameplay looks really good, you know, because he's got like the whole story that I picked up from it so far just looks amazing. Like, first you're like fighting the government is what it seems, and you know, you're like this lone ranger, and you have the ability to see inside of everyone's mind and see their situations. It's like your possibilities are endless with this game. And the same thing with Infamous, except it's like with fire now, and he has like way better powers than in the first game, because in the first game it was like, it seemed kind of like the movement and stuff like that, I didn't really like it that much. Like, it was kind of like jerky, I guess. Like the climbing, the way he climbed and stuff like that was kind of like all you had to do was sit there and mash X and it'll climb up the whole building, you know, repetitively, just doing the same jumping animation, and it kind of grew like, you know, stale, I guess, a little bit. But the game was still really fun nonetheless. And this game, like the trailers and all of the gameplay and everything, and I did not see that guy at all. I thought he was a teammate with all that green behind him. But the game looks really good, you know, with all the fire, and like he can disappear through pipes and reappear in other places, and the fact that he can, you know, like teleport kind of in the air and like departicleize and reparticleize himself in the whole drop down smash thing, and it all just looks really good, really amazing. And you know, of course, I'm looking towards some of the sports games, you know, like NBA Live looks like, you know, the dribbling and stuff, you really stepped it up. And Madden is always, you know, talking about how great it's gonna be, but then, you know, it ends up having issues that it's always had. So I'm like I hope they fix stuff, but then again, I'm not really expecting them to either. So, you know, that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. You know, 2K looks good, but I don't really play 2K. I don't really play basketball games too much. I'm more of a football type of person. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much, you know, what I'm looking forward to. You know, those games, you know, Knack, Watch Dogs. Oh, how could I forget? I almost forgot. Battlefield 4, of course. That game looks amazing. I was, you know, talking about me not playing first-person shooters and all that, and, you know, getting into more other stuff. I couldn't leave first-person shooters behind. Not now. Not after Battlefield 3 being such a hit, such an amazing game. I couldn't just drop that off, you know, because that looks amazing. I watched the gameplay. The destruction looks amazing. You know, watching other people's videos, you know, learning stuff like, you know, they're slowing down the gameplay a little bit, which wouldn't be a bad thing, because, you know, I played Bad Company 2. Bad Company 2 wasn't super fast-paced, so I'd be used to it. It wouldn't be anything new to me. So, you know, it's pretty much looking good. You know, I'm looking forward to all those games as well as Battlefield 4, and, you know, that's pretty much it, guys. Big Niles 007. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that jazz. See you next time.